It's 7:45 in the morning, and the reason why I'm looking bleary-eyed is because I got up at 5 a.m. I'm currently underneath the English Channel on my way to Holland. Why am I going there? Because I want to find some Nazi gold. Now, if you're going hunting for Nazi gold, you need all the gear, and I've got it in the back of my Land Rover. Come and have a look. What have I got? I've got spade, fork, and the pièce de résistance, the pickaxe. So I'm now driving through Flanders fields in Belgium on my way to Holland, and I thought I'd tell you a little bit about why people think there might be some Nazi treasure where I'm going. Well, the story's pretty simple. During Operation Market Garden in September 1944, when there was fierce fighting going on in Arnhem, the bank, the Rotterdamsche Bank on a big street in the middle of Arnhem, kind of had an explosion. And the vault was exposed, and all these supposedly unscrupulous German soldiers went, hang on a minute, I'm going to grab some of the loot. And so what they apparently did was to grab watches, jewellery, gemstones, maybe even some gold out of the vaults, put them into 4 ammunition boxes, and then hide them in this field, on this footpath south of a little town in the middle of Holland called Omeren. And Omeren is where I'm going now. I'm eating a frankly pretty average sandwich in a pretty grotty service station in the middle of Flanders, and we're on our way to Holland, that way. Now, I think I found, with an old map, exactly, more or less exactly, the spot where that treasure is hidden. But first, I've got to finish my sandwich. Frankly, my sandwich is really pretty poor, but by about midday we were crossing over into Holland, and by about lunchtime we were in Omeren, and it was there almost immediately that we found these 3 guys already digging in the corner of some poor woman's garden. But the way they were digging and the way they were using their metal detector, I just thought these guys really didn't know what they were doing. I decided to go where I thought the treasure really was. And on my way there, I bumped into this guy called Jan, and we both agreed that the treasure was in the same place. So that's where we went. Definitely. So in that case, that would suggest that is looking that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I would suggest that this is
as
the
there,
crossing.
as over there.
I'm finally digging for Nazi treasure for the first time in my life. All my scepticism has melted away. I firmly believe the treasure is here. But what I'm realising is that in order to find this treasure, which is clearly going to be here, I'm going to need to dig up about 2 or 3 metres of bank. We dug, and Magnus and William dug, and they dug, and we even enlisted the help of a metal detectorist, and he swept and he beeped and he did all the stuff he had to do, and we dug a little bit more, and after a while it occurred to us that we were getting nowhere. We came to a shattering realisation. We've had, a pretty good afternoon of digging for Nazi gold, but unfortunately we've fallen foul of the authorities. You're not allowed to dig here in case you blow up with undiscovered hand grenades. And what's more, my team of trusty helpers, my son William and his great mate Magnus, they've also been given a stern bollocking by the police and had to produce their driving licenses for the Dutch authorities. So they are now marked men. But it does remain to be seen whether that mound behind me, somewhere in here, which sent the metal detector a little bit crazy, whether there could just be under there 4 ammunition boxes of Nazi treasure. Part of me wants to think there will be. But in all honesty, I think this has been the most glorious waste of time. We didn't find any Nazi gold or treasure yesterday, but what we did find was the fact that you never know. If you want to find Nazi gold, it's under the streets of Zurich. But I think what yesterday has taught me is that you just never know. Anyway, there's the clock striking. It's time to head home. 410 miles back to Wiltshire. Goodbye. And look, could you hear the ducks? Bye-bye, ducks. I'm going to do that again. I don't want to do the ducks bit. I'll do it again.